It's different.
Well, howdy folks, and welcome to this little corner of the internet. My name is Melody. This week I am finally challenging myself to dress vintage inspired for a whole week, and I already don't know what I've gotten myself into. So I have kind of always been inspired by vintage fashion, particularly US styles, just because that's where I live, especially starting in high school when I just became completely enamored with the movie musical version of Hairspray, which ironically I then went on to be in 4 years ago, and that's where I met my husband. It's very cute. And then as time has gone on, I find inspiration from different elements of each era and decade. Everything from the high neckline Edwardian blouses to roller disco, I don't know. So even though I've been a big fan of vintage styles, I've never really done that myself. I thought, you know what, let's just freaking do it. Let's try this for a week with my modern wardrobe. From what I know from other vintage creators that I follow, sometimes with a high-waisted bottom and a simple blouse, like, you can still pull off a vintage look if you have the right hair, makeup, and shoes. Shoes are gonna be tricky too. So for day one, the only thing I'm really going out for is a lunch date with some family. So I am gonna try to do something with my hair. I didn't set it, and then I'll go finish getting dressed and see what I can put together. Let's do it. First, I took to Pinterest for some inspiration and research. I mainly focused on styles from the 40s through the mid-60s, since that's typically what I'm drawn to and seemed the most doable with my current wardrobe. I also focused on images of actual store catalogs and photos of real people from this era to emulate. I avoided anything rockabilly or modern vintage just because those always look too highly stylized for my personal preference, and I knew I would feel too costumey in those styles. For day one, I tried to emulate the softer makeup I saw in some of the 30s and 40s pictures by using a rosy cream blush and a little bit of warm brown eyeshadow. I used a little bit of brown eyeliner and kept my eyebrows pretty soft as well, not defining them as much as I usually would. I didn't like how a bold red lip looked with my outfit, so I went with soft mauve. I actually really liked this softer makeup look. I felt like it suited me much more than trying to copy the over-highlighted cheekbones and fox eyes that are super popular at the moment. I had to settle for curling my hair with my flat iron since I don't actually have any type of rollers and hadn't bothered to try setting my hair overnight with pin curls or anything. I thought about doing victory rolls, but one, I kind of hate victory rolls, and two, my bangs are a little bit too short for that. So instead I had a fight with my hairspray to secure my bangs off to the side and pin them in place. This skirt is one of my absolute favorites. I got it on thredUP a couple years ago primarily because it reminded me of one of my costumes in Hairspray, which I would totally buy from our theater if they ever felt inclined to get rid of it. Wink wink, nudge nudge. I decided to be a little bit adventurous with the tights, even though they feel more 60s than the rest of the outfit. And I know my boots are pretty off, but it was a rainy, blustery day, and it was either these or my Doc Martens, so... But I feel like from the knees up, it's a pretty solid vintage look. For day two, I kept my makeup more or less the same as the day before, but decided to do a bold red lip. I brushed out the curls that were left from the day before and decided against pinning my bangs. I tried to just sweep them to the side, hoping for a kind of Lauren Bacall vibe. I tried to keep this outfit simple and was going for a vaguely 40s look. If I had actually gone anywhere, I would have worn my brown Oxford heels. Alas, I got a migraine and ended up staying on the couch for the rest of the day. Day 3, I decided to go for a more 60s look. I wanted to try one of the bolder 60s eye makeup looks, but I was also afraid to go 100% with it since I was going to brunch with some family that was in town, and I just didn't want to look too conspicuous. Lame, I know. I did a dark orange eyeshadow across my eyelid crease with a brighter orange on the lid and a prominent cat eye in black eyeliner. Oh yeah, and lots of mascara. Since the curls in my hair had mostly fallen out, it kinda looked like it was just flipped out at the ends, which I thought worked well for a 60s look, so all I did was add a hairband. Oh, and some light orange lipstick, apparently. Minus the hair and makeup, I've actually worn this exact outfit on multiple occasions, and I frequently used this thrifted plaid dress as a pinafore. Looking at it now, I kind of wish I'd gone with tights instead of leggings, but I also just really wanted to be comfortable. Adding a belt might look good too, actually. Another missed opportunity. I think I just wore my long black wool coat with this, but I didn't bother to film that. By day 4, I was already getting tired of this challenge, and good land, I just wanted to wear pants. But the only pair of slacks I have are like a super cheap, flimsy material that's not really suited to winter, so thankfully I had some high-waisted jeans. I just did a basic cat eye with my eyeliner and a red lip, and I pulled my hair out of my face with little pearl pins. If I had gone anywhere that day, I would have worn my reproduction saddle shoes. This outfit was particularly inspired by these pictures of ladies wearing jeans and basic button-downs having a grand old time. Day 5 was kind of my cheat day. I had a lot of errands and cleaning I needed to do, so I tried to emulate this picture of Audrey Hepburn with some of my more casual clothes. It looks like her hair is short, and mine is not, so I just pulled mine back into a low pony. I also made sure that my eyebrows were extra thick! And of course wore red lipstick. Then I stupidly thought that straightening my bangs would be a grand idea. The pants I chose are really more of a slightly structured legging and not high-waisted, but I felt like my black high-waisted skinny jeans just look way too modern. I also wore my very modern Vans, but like I said, this was a cheat day because I had a lot to do. I did, however, feel very vintagey in this green coat. Seriously, it is so freaking cute. Day 6, I decided to try a more 60s makeup look again, so I did a solid color on my eyelids. This dark orange was the brightest color I had without doing blue, and I refused to do blue. Again, I did a strong cat eye and went heavy on the mascara. I don't know why I added this terracotta colored lipstick though. I kinda think that was overkill, actually, looking back. For my hair, I tried to emulate Bridget Bardot's Bessie Bun look by putting my hair half up with a hair scarf, but the bun was hilariously tiny and I ended up just doing a half up pony. I know the hair scarf scrunchie isn't exactly vintage, but these are a lazy girl's dream come true. This was definitely my favorite hairdo from the week. For this outfit, I was specifically trying to emulate the girl on the right in this photo, although I'm pretty sure this is something I've worn before. If I had gone anywhere, I would have worn my strappy flats and this houndstooth jacket. Also, a beret would have been super freaking useful this week, but I don't have one. Finally, day 7, I didn't have any specific pictures I drew inspiration from and kind of just tried to put something vaguely vintage together. I did have several outfit ideas on standby, but really just wanted to be comfortable. I feel like this top is a bit too modern looking, but all my other blouses looked less comfortable, and honestly, I was just kind of over this whole process and ready to be done. Just need a minute to get cozy. Well, to be perfectly honest, I'm kind of glad this week is over. I don't know if I'm just more of a bum than I realized, or if I'm just going into hibernation mode for winter, but I just really wanted to wear, like, leggings or jeans and my big floppy sweaters all week. So I didn't enjoy this as much as I hoped I would, or as much as I thought I would, but I am glad that I did this challenge, and I am glad that I did like a full week of outfits that I wore throughout the day rather than just trying to put together like a lookbook of vintage outfits, because that's a totally different experience than just like doing a try-on montage. The things I did not like about this were primarily hair and makeup. With makeup, what I primarily didn't like was wearing lipstick every day because I just feel like lipstick is a lot of upkeep to keep it looking nice, and I don't like that. And I hate doing stuff to my hair. I hate it so much. I think I am kind of just a bum. But also, pins freaking hurt. I think I just have like a stupidly sensitive scalp. I noticed this the first day when all I did was one bobby pin to get my bangs out of the way, and later in the evening I was like, why do I have a headache? It took me a while to realize it was the bobby pin, which shouldn't surprise me because last summer when we did Guys and Dolls, I had to wear this huge heavy wig and there were so many pins in my hair keeping my hair out of the way and keeping the wig in place, and after every show I had a headache. Any hairstyles that involve like pinning or pulling the hair back for an extended period of time, I just can't do it. I probably could have tried a little harder with like overnight setting things, but just don't like doing my hair. There were some difficulties though, just technically, I guess, not so much personal preference, but just things that I didn't have. I do not have any like foam rollers or hair setting stuff. I also just felt like I had a slight deficit of longer skirts and collared blouses, because if I had more long skirts, I probably would have just worn that and a collared shirt every day and been like, this is good, this will do. I also don't have a petticoat. I actually do want to get one of those at some point, or maybe I'll see if I can make one. Maybe. I think one of the biggest challenges though was shoes, particularly if the weather was like rainy or super cold, and if the ground was soggy, which it is a lot around here. I just don't have boots that really work for a vintage style, although I do really want to invest in some. Yeah, my boots are like super 2012 looking, because that's probably when I bought them. Cold tea. So overall takeaways, I did not realize actually how much of my wardrobe could be kind of schmoozed into a more vintage look, but there was plenty that I could work into an outfit if I stopped worrying so much about trying to pin it down to a particular decade and just kind of went for an overall vaguely vintage look. I think that would be super doable with my wardrobe on a regular basis if I also fixed my shoe collection a little bit. But I have to say, after a week of this, honestly, after even just 3 days, I know that I do not want to dress like this every day. At least not in the fall and winter. It just was kind of tedious, and I felt very limited because there were some days that I really wanted to wear a particular thing, but it wasn't vintagey. It was just very like modern casual stuff. I think the vaguely vintage style will continue to be a part of my wardrobe and something that I heavily draw inspiration from, but dressing distinctly vintage is not an everyday style for me. Honestly, I'm kind of too eclectic with what I like. I can't just like commit to one aesthetic and be like, I'm done, got it. I really felt like I was only able to dress to one part of myself this week and not really fully myself. That being said, as much as I didn't like dressing vintage this week for an autumn wardrobe, I do think I want to try this again in the summer, because I do not like the summer style options that are available to me. For now, I just really can't wait to wear leggings and a giant sweater tomorrow. So thank you for joining me on this journey, because that's what we call everything these days that just involves a learning process. I'm gonna go make a grilled cheese now, and I'll see you guys next time. It's different. It actually, let me extract myself from my cocoon.